recently I was asked, Robin, what's your learning style? And my learning style is the hard way. Like I have learned everything the hard way. I'm not an auditory learner. I am not a hands-on learner. I am literally, what's the hardest possible way that Robin can learn this lesson? And that is me, that I identify as someone who learns things the best when it hits the hardest. And I recall being told, again, coming onto this research that was talking about mindfulness. It's so important for our wellness. It's so important, especially with persons with ADHD. It's so important for people who've had trauma, recovering from addiction. So, the literature on mindfulness is just so convincing. Like there's not a lot of holes that we can poke in that research. Right. So of course it's me. So I like to do things in the extreme because the extremes aren't very crowded. So I always like to show up. And in my personal case, the extreme of me learning how to meditate was not just like watching a 5-minute YouTube video or downloading an app. It literally was signing up for like a 72-hour meditation retreat with like masterful people at this. So this is, I think, probably like a master class. And I came in as the rookie thinking like immersion. I will just immerse myself in mindfulness and I will somehow pick up the skill of mindfulness. And the example I share in the book is actually being in this retreat. And, all of a sudden the teacher like sets the stage and we're going to do this, very short guided meditation. And I could share with you, because it was the first time, Mike, that I actually sat still for probably a decade. Like it literally was probably the first time that I sat still in stillness in a decade. I did the first few breaths. And then, by 2 minutes into it, I had planned a birthday party. I had like decided how I was going to renovate my house. Like my mind just went into 100 different directions. And even when I would pull myself back to the teacher's voice, all of a sudden her voice and her guiding prompts started to like create these stories in my mind. And I would bring them in. And, at one point, I think I share in the book, she was asking us to imagine this beautiful beach. So I'm like, okay, I can imagine a beach. So I'm breathing, imagining a beach. And then all of a sudden, I imagine all these little monkeys on the beach and like it just turned into a circus. And in that moment, recognizing that I had kept myself busy, Mike, for so long that I had so many unresolved thoughts and feelings and ideas that I had never actually let finish, never let actually get processed, that I actually had to do some work there first before I could actually quiet the mind into stillness. So I'm still a rookie in the mindful category, but practice makes better.